And we're live. All right. Put your glad rags on, everyone. Yes.
Yeah. I put mine.
Hopefully you got your animal instinct.
You guys get dressed on Tuesday night, but I like it.
All right. Well, yeah, it's a pants optional thing because we're all on camera, at least from this far up. But we're all excited to have the lead singer from Tygers of Tang. I'm going to let him say his name properly because I'll just say Jack, but he'll tell you the proper pronunciation.
Okay.
But before we get to our guest of honor, I'll get to the metal legend himself. Well, actually, I'll talk about me. I'm Jack Mangan. You know me. I'm wearing the Jeff Loomis t-shirt. Great guitar player. And you know me from Metal Hall of Fame, MetalAsylum.net, and the Am I Evil graphic novel. That's why I'm Evil Jack today.
Okay.
But to my left, the man, the myth, the legend, Rich Catino.
I don't know if I'm a legend, but okay. From Metal Asylum and Brave Words and the Metal Hall of Fame also, and Sea of Tranquility. And welcome to the show. Let's see if I get this right. Jacopo, you said? Is that right?
Yeah. Sounds good.
From Tygers of Tang. Welcome.
Evil Jack, you lose, he won. So
we got Evil Jack and Italian Jack.
Yeah.
There's some kind of poker hand, I think. A Rich and a Jack.
Well, welcome to the Metal Asylum interviews.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad. I was a little bit frightened because I was not getting the link to get on the live stream, so I was freaking out, saying and I didn't have any direct contact of you. So I actually emailed the guy from Target saying, do you have any news for me? And finally he was, yes, I got it. So everything was fine. So, but there was a little bit of tension to say, am I going to do it? I'm not going to do it. What's going to happen tonight? No, I'm looking forward to do something because we got semi-lockdown here in Italy. So from 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock in the morning, you're not allowed to go out, and police everywhere and everything. So it's we're living in strange times. So, and the simple fact of having something to do tonight was exciting. So I'm glad I'm here.
Are things at least improving in Italy, or what's the status over there with the COVID?
You know what? Who knows? Can you tell? I'm starting to just go with the flow, if you know what I mean. I'm just waiting for the vaccine for the call. So any day can be a day for me to get the vaccine, because I'm also a teacher. I'm a music teacher. So there should be like I should get it at some point earlier than expected, and that's the goal. I want, and the vaccination are proceeding a bit slowly, and it's been a year, so everybody's a bit nervous. You can feel the tension in everybody's face, in everybody's eyes. You can't see the face, but you can see the eyes, and everybody's kind of, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a teacher myself. I'm an art teacher in high school.
So you know what I'm talking about. And I'm lucky. I don't have to do. I'm not doing online lessons. Luckily enough, I'm pretty. I'm I teach in a school that has very, very big classrooms. So we are following all the procedures, the rules, and everything that has to be done. So luckily I can do face-to-face lessons, and it's a great thing for both me and also for the students, because obviously they have to do online lessons for the regular school. So they're really looking forward to go out at least once a week to take some singing lessons. You can see in their eyes, they've never been so excited about having singing lessons, but they can go out. So and I bet the way back home it will take longer, because they will find a way to go to meet somebody else and then go back home. So
we've been virtual all year, and we are starting to go back hybrid in a week.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good, because that's the other thing about this COVID thing. It's about every country is on a different on a different level, and this doesn't help, because obviously being a musician, also a touring musician, that makes me think it's going to take even longer before we can, you can tour regularly, because obviously there will be different countries with different rules, and I don't know what's going to happen. And being in a band that has members from UK, members from Italy, that doesn't help at all.
Yeah, and actually, I know before we went live, if you mind just retelling that story? You told us about, I think it was 1 year ago today, right? You had a big concert.
Yes, 1 year today. I flew back from Belgium at 5 o'clock in the morning. Last show was done in Belgium. Nice venue, like it was like a club, lots of friends. And the day before, we played in Düsseldorf with Saxon and Diamond Head and Doro. It was like a huge music hall, 7,000 people there. It was fantastic.
Great bill.
Yeah, fantastic. It was like, and it was, I think, it was Monday morning on the 9th, 1 year ago. I got back to Italy. I took the train to get back home from the airport, and within 12 hours, I was in lockdown. So I was able to to go shopping, to go to the supermarket, get everything, and then I was stuck for 2 months, like something like that. Obviously, I could go out to do shopping, but that was it. Yeah. That was it. You could go out. You were allowed to go out like once a day to do at the supermarket, and that was all. So it was kind of strange. And I never, since then, I never met the other guy. Meaning, I never met the other guys. So we've been talking. Obviously, we've been in touch, but there was no way to meet at any point, because during the summer, Italy was doing quite well and England was not. So again, we could not travel or meet or do anything.
Yeah,
it's a shame. Yeah.
That was what, 15 years ago that started? That's just how it feels. I guess it was. Yeah. It feels like it's been going on forever, but yeah, it was only 1 year, right? It's amazing.
Yeah. I know. It's, and the thing I think it's like you don't see the end of the tunnel. You're still looking for the light, but there's no real. It's like, it's still far. Meaning, I still feel it's far away before we can start thinking that we'll get back to what I call normal life, which for me is teaching and gigging. Now it's teaching, and that's it.
How's the vaccine? How's the vaccine coming out over there? Is it rolling out good or what?
Well, we now the whole, we have just one how can I call it, one company. We got AstraZeneca. So it's the one that you do one shot and then you have 12 weeks and then you do another shot. And we're supposed to be receiving some more within the end of March, and I'm hoping that there will be the Johnson vaccine that is just one shot, because that will just, because I don't it's strange that you do one shot and then you have to wait 12 weeks, and there's what's going to happen between those 12 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
It's such a waiting game.
Yeah.
Well, we know we're here.
Music. As you can see behind, I got company in my house. So I've been listening through these years. I've been rediscovering albums I've completely forgot that I had.
Right.
And it was like, okay, let's start from that side and just go forward. And it was like, okay, today is letter number E. Let's see what I can get from number E, and that was it. So it was good. It was good. I really rediscovered an album I didn't even know I had, and it was great. It was great. I'm as you can see, I'm a collector, compulsive collector actually. The guys from the Tygers, they always laugh at me because whenever we go to a festival, 5 minutes before the show and 5 minutes after the show, I'm hanging around in the market. That's normally you have, especially in Europe, you have a lot of CD stalls and everything around the festival. And if you want to find me and if you want to say hi to me, all you have to do is just look for the CD stall and vinyl stall, because I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there all through apart from when I'm on stage. That's my that's my thing. So I always come back with bags full of CDs, and the guys from Tigers look at me. What did you find this time around? Oh, you know what?
Nice, very cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jackie. First question. You want me to go?
Well,
Yeah.
I'll just throw out a comment, and then Rich, yeah, you asked the question. I'll just say, it's cool. I guess this is a question and a comment. It's cool that you still like the physical format stuff. I don't know. Do you embrace MP3s too? Do you hunt down new music through MP3s or streaming?
Yeah. Well, I had to get. Have to get used to it. Hi there. I have to get used to it. So obviously I have my Spotify. I have my Spotify on my iPhone and I use also MP3 and I use streaming and everything. But still, I like the physical. I like to grab a CD, grab an album, look at it, and also find time to listen to it, not just having as a background. I like to have. I was raised with the with the whole experience of getting home in your room and putting the album on the turntable what is it? What is it? The
turntable,
yeah.
Turntable?
Yeah. Turntable, yeah. On the turntable, and start dreaming, start going into looking at the cover and just imagine, got the whole vibe of the album. So I'm from that generation, and I still struggle, but but I have to get used to it, because a lot of people now, they just don't. They just have everything in their mobile phone, and that's it. So and it's something you have to deal with it, no matter what. And being also a teacher is important, because a lot of students they listen to music that way, that they don't know anything about vinyls or CDs or anything. They just they are kind of fluid generation of of this of just listening music, not having the physical thing, the physical experience. And it's sometimes strange, because I think you don't get the whole thing. Meaning, when you listen to an album, you want to listen from from the beginning to the end, and now it's all playlists. So you have one song from one band, one song from another band, or one song from one album, one song from another album. And I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it's different. You don't get the experience that I'm used to.
Yeah. Oh, great. Hi, Rich. And actually, if you out there have questions, then fire away. We've got Jack, the singer from Tigers of Pan Tang. So this is a great opportunity. So yeah, fire away with questions. But go ahead, Rich.
So talking about the physical format, can you tell us about how the new compilation is going to be coming out? What formats? And also tell everybody about also the Ambush reissue as well. You might as well at the same time, because that came out a year ago.
Just in case you haven't seen it, I have the vinyl of the Ambush reissue. Just to let you know, and it's on black vinyl and red vinyl. It sounds great. It really sounds great. And sometimes you have those kind of remasters that you actually say, okay, it's remaster, but I don't actually hear any difference. And in this case, apart from the fact that there's some bonus tracks and everything, you can hear that somebody has been working on the frequencies and everything. So it sounds definitely the bass frequencies sound really more, how can I say, big. It has a bigger sound, and we've been working on it. And the new, what I can say about the new compilation, well, I've been thinking about, and I have to be honest, as a fan, I was never into the best of. When it comes down to best of, obviously I have some best of. I think I have the double platinum from Kiss, because I like it. The fact that it was all silver and everything. So, but I was never into that, because normally when I fall in love with a band, I tend to buy all the records. So at the end, the compilation is just a selection that I didn't make about about. But in this particular case, when Target said, you know, offer this opportunity, and they wanted to release a compilation that covered the last 4 albums, I realized that those were the 4 albums I was in. So again, I'm a bit selfish, but the fact that there was a Tygers compilation which include all the albums I've been involved with kind of make me feel like, you know, I like that. All of a sudden, I was a fan of compilations. So I've been working with it together with mainly with Rob Weir and Craig Ellis, the drummer. And it has been hard to decide which songs to put in, and especially it was hard when it came down to say, what can we offer? We should get something special to get inside of the compilation, something that you own, that, you know, people, you know, special things like, you know, something that is not easy to find, and we decided to add 2 songs that were only released on the 7-inch singles, or Only the Brave and Never Give In. So they were only available on vinyl, and they are What You Say and Plug Me In, which were 2 songs that we recorded during the session for the 2016 album, and they were left over mainly because of a misunderstanding between the record. More than a misunderstanding, what happened was that we wanted to match the vinyl and the CD length. So obviously, those 2 recordings were supposed to be going on the CD, but then the CD would have 2 extra tracks and not on the vinyl. And the record label was not happy with this idea. They wanted to have, you know, vinyl and record to have, and CD to have the same titles. And so they ended up on the 7 single. We went like the old way, you know, 7-inch single with something special behind it. But since then there've been a lot of requests from people saying we would love to hear those songs, and they're all, and when we get them. So we thought, okay, well, let's include those 2, and then we included also a song, a complete different mix from Spoils of War. Spoils of War is from the Ritual album, right? And for that album, and for that particular song, we asked a close friend of ours, which is an arranger and composer called Richard Chance, to literally do an orchestra score, you know, arrangement for it. And when it came down to put it on the album, not everybody in the band, let's say like this, not everybody in the band was happy to having this kind of, you know, a bit over the top kind of thing. And so we decided for the album to go for a more, I would say, predictable arrangement. But the 3 of us always loved that over the top, and I guess the fans will love it because it captures completely the feel of the and the vibe of the song. Spoils of War is like a mini film, a mini movie about, you know, conquering a city, like you know, fantasy kind of Western fantasy thing.
Sure.
And it captures the 2 moments, the day, the night before the attack and during the attack. So, and we thought that it has some kind of it has something that you can, if you close your eyes and you listen to the lyrics and everything, it's a kind of visionary song. So we thought the orchestral mix would fit perfectly because it sounded more like a soundtrack. And so we did it. So this time around, the 3 of us said, okay, majority wins. We're going to have that song on the album, and that's it. And then we tried to pick up songs from the 4 albums, and it was like a mix of what we like. That's why it's called majors and minors. Majors and minors because of the chords, but also because, you know, of the hits, or so they call hits. So people, songs that everybody knows about Tygers, at least, you know, from the last years, and songs that we like from the albums that that were not hit, or they were not released as singles, and that was it. And that was it. That took us, you know, pretty much, you know, a good month to figure out, you know, the whole track list and everything. But it looks great. And then we got lucky, really lucky to work with another Italian guy who's called Roberto Toderico, who is the creator of all of the latest covers from Tygers. He did the 2016. He did Ritual. He did all the singles and everything. And for Majors and Minors, he really have done his masterpiece, because the idea of having the Eye of a Tiger with inside the eye all the covers of the previous covers is pretty cool, because it kind of capture your imagination, and it looks fantastic on the vinyl. It looks fantastic on the CD. We're really pleased with that. Really pleased with that. So that's it. And it's going to be out on the 28th of May. And the CDs has 15 songs, and the album will have 10 songs in it. So it will be, obviously, due to, you know, vinyl time restriction. But we thought that it would be great, and we thought that we will put something special only on the vinyl. So on the vinyl, you will find a live version of "Keeping Me Alive," which was recorded during the 2016 tour. So with Mickey McChrystal on guitar, and we thought to do something special, just add something special for the guys who wanted to buy just the vinyl. And obviously they can download. They got the code, the MP3 code, so they will download the full compilation. But just for the fact that they will buy an album on the vinyl, we thought it was nice to give them something that they can only listen to.
Very cool.
Okay. Jack, Jack, Evil Jack, is your screen frozen?
No, I can see it.
He seems interested. I don't know if he was starting to fall asleep, but he seemed interested.
My screen totally is frozen.
Oh, yeah, that's happened to me a couple of times. It locks up, but it'll come back.
All right, okay.
But yeah, no, no, Jack, it's fascinating stuff. I was actually reading. I'm going to bring up. We actually have a question from the world, so I'm going to bring up Fernando Reyes. I hope I'm saying your name right, Fernando. He says, "I would like to ask Jack, meaning you, not me, if you fear that when the concerts finally come back, if there's an overflow of tours and gigs, and the market and audiences splits too much, and there won't be people to see everything in halls to carry all the bands." So that's his question for you.
Well, that's the risk. That's the risk. Obviously, I guess the moment that the you know, we decided to reschedule everything, so we have rescheduled every possible gig to 2022. We have a couple of gigs that we have in September. That's it. That were either festivals or small festival. So we were not able. We didn't want to, you know, turn it down. We're just waiting that, you know, what if it's possible to do them, we'll do it. The risk is that, but it's obvious that the risk is that there's going to be like an overbooking all over the world of people playing live everywhere. But I guess you know, every band needs to have this. I think this is the real downside of the COVID. Obviously, you know, health is the main one. But for a musician whose work has to be planned quite in advance, and you have to, you know, think ahead and get everything scheduled, and, you know, in order to do everything. So in my case, doing, you know, teaching, I'm a singer teacher, and I have other projects. So you have to kind of, you know, I'm going to rehearse it with this band, and then I'm gonna record this album, then I'm going back with Tygers, touring and everything. Scheduling and planning is fundamental, is a crucial part of it. And the last year was like looking watching canceling all the gigs, and was terrible. But more terrible was the fact that we were not able, no matter what we wanted, we were not able to, offer another a rescheduling, because we didn't find we were not feeling, what's the point in rescheduling a gig if it's going to get canceled again, and then maybe again.
Right.
So whenever possible, we just said, you know what, we're going to skip. We're going to, let's say 2021 is going to be exactly like 2020, and let's think that 2022 is going to be the right year for touring back and get back to tour, and that was it. But obviously, we all aware that this is going to be there's going to be a moment where every venue, any venue that has survived, because that's the other problem. We don't know what's going to happen to venues. Here in Italy, the situation is quite bad. Meaning, there's a lot of gigs, a lot of venues that they won't be reopening, because obviously the COVID has completely, destroyed any kind of income. And that's one thing. I mean, even here in Florence, we don't have many gigs, but there's a lot of many venues. But there's a couple of venues who already said that unless they get the government will help them out, they don't. There's no future for them. So and that obviously will definitely. We will definitely have other venues with some kind of overbooking, and because there's a lot of band who wants to tour. We have to see. You just have to wait. That's the other frustrating thing. You can't do anything. You have to just sit and wait and see what happens. And there's nothing more you can do, which is absolutely terrible for somebody who's been, has always been planning by himself and getting everything, controlling everything. This is it's like psychologically is horrible, because you can't do anything. You just you have no power whatsoever. You have no solution. You have no power, and in a way, you're not even allowed to have propose a solution, because there's. This is the situation.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, and I'll tack onto that. I guess as my question, I'll tack onto that. So, how are you guys coping? Because I understand you guys are literally in different countries. Are you able to work together, like to do jams, writing?
Yes, that's what we did. We've been lucky enough to have a record company who, released Ambush in September last year to keep the market going, who said yes to the compilation, and I know they are gonna invest a lot of money and a lot of effort and a lot of energy to promote the compilation, and we've been exchanging ideas. Then we have to go through the fact that Mickey McChrystal left the band, so we have to go through like online audition of people to get another member going, and this took us quite a lot of time. We were lucky enough to find another Italian called, and he's Francesco Maras, and he's from Sardinia, but he lives in Germany. And he's been working with Alessandro Del Vecchio and he's been working with a lot of people, like a session musician. He's a great guy, fantastic guy, and since he joined the band, and he's much more aware of us, how to deal with, how to use technology and how to, bounce back music files and ideas and everything. And since September of last year, we've been working on new songs, and until Christmas, and it was really exciting. I have to say, it was really exciting, because we ended up with more than 20 songs, and they were all ideas, new ideas. We got Rob Weir, the the founder member of Tygers, I think COVID did something special to him because he was on fire. He was really, and I keep saying to Rob, what happened to, and basically I think he was at home because he couldn't work, he couldn't go to work, and he was at home, and he was always, all of a sudden, he was always playing guitar all day, and he kept on sending us really, really good riffs, and old-fashioned Tygers riff and everything, and we were able to work on them, and we ended up with more than 20 songs, and we are starting now recording. And recording, obviously, we cannot record all, we in the past we were able to record literally the old way, so all in a room, at least the backing tracks, and then it was me going to England and recording my vocals on top of it. This is not going to happen, unfortunately, and but we are now working on two songs because we want to release a single with 2 new tracks, hopefully at some point right after summertime. So I guess it's going to be like end of August, early September, and that will be 3 tracks. 3 tracks. I don't know what. Most, I think it's going to be like an online release plus I think a maxi single, something like this, with two brand new songs with the new lineup, with songs that we wrote together. And plus, we're going to re-record a song from Wildcat that we never re-recorded. That's called Killers, and it always has been one of Rob's, dreams to have Killers re-recorded. And finally, he because he wanted to put his stamp on it once again, and finally, his dream has become reality because we're recording it, and he's very happy. And that's it. So 2021, we're going to have the compilation, and finally something completely new to have the fans listen to, and hopefully once we get back touring, there's going to be the new album. So hopefully we're looking at releasing the new album on the first half in 2022. I keep hoping that we can get together and record it the old way, like we did in the past. Like I love going to Newcastle and recording Newcastle. It's my second home. So, and I love to stay there a couple of weeks, and it's a really nice place. I don't know why, I cannot explain it, but I feel like home. And I can relax, and during those 2 weeks, I have I'm a kind of strange. Have this strange attitude of recording in the morning. So I woke up very early in the morning, and go just do it and start singing at 10 o'clock, and then by 5 o'clock I'm off, and I have time to relax, go to the pub, have a couple of beers, then go to sleep very early, and then go back to the studio. And then every 3 days, I managed to get a day off where I can go looking for CDs and vinyls. So,
Yeah.
There's a lot of nice stores and shops in Newcastle. I think they already know me. Oh, it's Jack coming. Oh, good. I'm going to sell something.
Nice.
So that's it. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a pretty tough and good, meaning full of surprises here for us and for any Tigers fan. And
Excellent.
Alex is going to be he's a Tiger fan, so yes, it's a killer album. I would love to have tour with that. There was so many good gigs in 2020. We were supposed to be going to Australia, touring our first ever tour in Australia. We were supposed to be playing in Mexico with Def Leppard and on a big festival with Def Leppard and Kiss. It was like, ooh, it's going to be fantastic. And no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Well, when was last time you guys played America?
Tigers never played during the heydays. They never played America. We played one show in Chicago, I think in 2017, something like that. And I remember that because I flew from Italy, got to Chicago by dinner time. We gigged the day after, and at 10 o'clock in the morning of the third day, I flew back. So it was like I was completely. I didn't know where I was. I felt like Ozzy, you know Ozzy. Oh, I was like this. I was like completely freaked out, and I was also scared because obviously I had to get all the visa things and going, and there was this strange thing that I had to stay just 2 days. It was like there's when you go to get the visa, they tell you that if you go to America and you stay less than 3 days, you might get some kind of you might get stuck at custom because they're going to ask you why are you staying just so little time in America. So I had to ask the guy from the festival to send me a letter when it was saying he's coming here to do this and that, and these are the tickets, so that everything is fine. It's not selling, it's not doing some strange things.
When you're able to maybe come back, have you guys ever discussed coming here with maybe a triple bill or something with like Praying Mantis and Diamond Head or Demon or something like that?
We would love to. We are great friend with Diamond Head. We are great friend with Praying Mantis. We've been playing together already, and that's what we want to. That's what we always wanted to. The problem is that we have to find a promoter from an American promoter who is willing to pay for all the visas to get everything done right. And unfortunately, the investment. It doesn't matter if we do 1 gig or if we do 10 gigs. The promoter has to pay a certain amount for each member of the band to get the working visa done. And so far, we always got to a point where we were stuck for that reason. And we're not kids anymore. We're not in our 20s where we can take the risk of coming to America and see what happens. Even buy the instruments in America, get a tourist visa and go here, because we prefer to do it the right way, because we're not young anymore to do, and we're not rebellion enough. We're not anymore. We want to have a decent hotel. We want to have a and that was it. And so far we never found. So if you from your side have any promoter who's more than willing or wants to talk about it, just give us a shout, because we would love to I would love to come to America for 2 weeks tour. That would be fantastic. And I know we went there. When we got here in Chicago, the reception was fantastic. It was really nice. It was a festival. It was absolutely memorable. We all had a good time, and everything was right. Everything was good. Everything was fantastic. And we are really looking forward to coming to UK, to America, because we know there's a lot of fans. There's a lot of heavy metal fans, and also Rob didn't, when the Tigers were big back in the 80s, they did obviously Europe and everything, and they went to Japan. And if you're gonna interview Rob, if you ever have a chance to interview Rob, he will tell you that the last time they were before we got back there 2 years ago, but the last time he was in Japan, the Tigers played the same day in Tokyo where also Scorpions played, and Tigers they sold out, Scorpions not. So that's something that Rob keeps saying to everybody. You know what? Back in '82, I'm gonna tell you, we sold out Scorpions, no, but we ended up partying at the same hotel, and it was a blast. But he never had a chance to come to do a proper tour in America, and he really it's one of his dreams And so far, most of these streams have been done. So hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. We'd love to have you guys over here. It would be great. Yeah, I do know.
Never seen the band.
Yeah, exactly. I know you mentioned Diamond Head. They were here about 5 or 6 years ago. I missed them, and they've not been back since. So yeah, I'd love to see you guys in Diamond Head.
Have you seen them? Have you seen them with the new lineup with the guy from Denmark, the singer?
Yeah,
great guy, great singer,
yeah.
really great singer.
Yeah,
nice guy. And
they played. They played a place here in Brooklyn, I want to say.
Okay.
New York, Brooklyn. Okay. A couple of years ago, I saw them. They were excellent.
Yeah, we had Rasmus and Brian on here about six months ago, and yeah, the nicest guys, just the best guys. And actually, I was going to mention, because you guys have Tygers and Diamond Head have kind of a similar career path. You know, they were monstrous, and then had a little bit of a hiatus, and then came back with this new kind of powerhouse, amazing singers. And you know, it's I don't know if you and Rasmus ever kind of bond about being the quote new guys in the band, and being part of the next generation.
Well, I met the guy in Ibiza, because we played a festival in Ibiza, and so that was the first time I met Rasmus, because before that we met a couple of times. I think Brian with the previous lineup, and we had kind of similar story, because the only difference that he now lives in England. Rasmus has decided to live in England, and so to be near, also because I think Brian, after having the experience of having a singer from Australia, didn't want to get. I don't want to hear about planes and missing planes or anything. You come to England if you want to play in the band, something like this. And the thing about Diamond Head, I think they managed, the moment they got the lineup settled. I think they done really well in finding the right management and everything that kind of took care of them. And in our case, it's not that we don't have a good management, but our manager is Tom Noble, and Tom Noble is the guy that was the manager of Tygers way back in the 80s, and he's and this is a tricky story. Tom left the management because back in the anti-80s, he was either becoming a music manager, or he had to go to university in terms of being the professor in university. So at that point, he decided to be a professor in university. So he left the band because he said, I have to follow my studies. And we got back to know him. He came back once he got retired from university, and he knocked at Rob's door saying, I feel like I haven't done my job until the end for Tygers, so I would like to have another chance. And since Tom joined back the family, that was a time where he got the deal with Target. He was the one who found Target and Mighty Music and got this fantastic record deal for us. And he was the one. So he is behind every success that we have done. At the same time, we never been approached since then by a bigger management so that Tom could be just our personal manager, but then we have a big agency and a big management, and that was it. We actually been talking once we played last year with Saxon and Diamond Head. The management from Diamond Head and Saxon came after show and started talking with Tom about the possibility of doing more of these kind of gigs, like big bill with Saxon, Diamond Head, and Tygers. But then the COVID stopped the whole thing, because I think that I agree with you. I think it would be great, and I think even it would be a dream come true to come to America with Saxon, Diamond Head, and us. We would be more than happy to open for being the openers and doing our good half-an-hour show, and that will be absolutely fantastic. At that point, I think the people will love the package. The people love it. We get along really well. Meaning we were laughing, backstage with everybody, both from Saxon and Diamond Head. So there's obviously Rob has been knowing them since ages. We know the guys and everything. So keep finger crossed. We don't know what's going to happen, and that was it. But nowadays you need to have a big management who takes care of this thing, because it's going to be it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to arrange the right way. And now also with Brexit, we have there's going to be some other kind of frozen, because the whole thing, the old Brexit thing is now it's frozen because of the COVID, but it will cause some changes, big changes, because obviously you have to have visa to get to England, and you have to get visa to get out of England.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you see Troy Yates, really more a comment than a question, man. This is great insight into the business reality of overseas touring. And
in our case, we Tygers is more like a family business. So we have Tom, who's it's a sort of great grandfather who knows Rob since a long time, who knows all of us, and he's been fantastic during all these years, and he's so honest to also say I would love to do more, but I struggle at this point, because I can help you out, but we need to find somebody who's really interested in Tygers, in terms of giving us a chance to go to America, or to take us into big touring, because so far we do what we can do, but obviously it's not. We cannot take care of everything like we would love to do, and we cannot take care of risking by ourselves to come to America, because that will be too expensive. It's sad but true. It's a sad but true story.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, understood. All right, Rich, I think you're up.
So do you have any plans to reissue any of the other albums? Like, I found it's hard to get like let's say Burning in the Shade, or Noises from the Cat House, or Mystical, or The Wreckage. There's those albums in the middle period that are expensive imports, or they're hard to find,
Okay. I struggle myself to get my copy of Wreckage. I have an original copy of the album because I bought it at the time it was released, and I found a CD version that was actually from Spitfire, that is quite expensive nowadays. Burning in the Shade has been re-released by Cherry Red, and I think you can find it. There is an idea of re-releasing Mystical.
Okay.
There is an idea of re-releasing Mystical. Actually, we've been able to get hold of the masters and everything. So it's something that it will come out at some point. And I think Noises from the Cat House has been released as a vinyl a couple of years ago from an Italian label, but I'm not sure. I think this also that has gone sold out pretty quickly. So, but I'm not sure. I don't know anything about Noises, but I definitely know something about Mystical, and I definitely know something about Animal Instinct. That the first album that I sang on, that is going to be re-released by Target. That's something that Animal Instinct is going to be re-released for sure, and that's also a good reason why we included two songs, Hot Blooded and Let It Burn on the compilation. Those two songs have been remastered, and that's you can hear what's gonna happen to the you can imagine what's gonna happen to the rest of the record.
So that's
But
something for 21 or 22, maybe, those 2 reissues.
I think Animal Instinct is going to be released within 2021. So it's going to be the majors and minors, then the single with new stuff, and then hopefully by the end of the year having just like we did with Ambush, having Animal Instinct re-release, and then we're going to have next year the new album out, and then at some point Mystical. But I know Mystical. I saw an idea for the new cover of Mystical and everything. So it's going to come out.
Great.
We are very. I have to say we are very, very, very lucky and very happy to be under Mighty Music and Target Group, because they're really looking for. They're looking. They're really enthusiastic about Tygers. They're very supportive, and they are very open to any ideas that we have, as well as we are very open, because sometimes it's them, proposing us things. And it's hard in these times to find a record label that it's so that's taking care so much of their bands. And maybe we are in a in the position to be, for them, I guess, our sales are doing, I'm not saying fantastic, but they're doing good enough that we are one of their top sellers. So that obviously helps a lot to keep the relation going. But at the same time, they're very open. They're very supportive. And the thing that I like about them is that obviously they are a record label, so they have to think about money and the business side of the thing. But they are really hard rock fans. They're really heavy metal fans. They are into music. They love. I remember Michael, the boss from Mighty Music, couldn't he wanted to hear the new songs, even at demo stage, to say, I want to hear something, because I'm so excited about the fact that the new lineup, and I hear that you're so happy with the new songs and how the chemistry goes, no matter if you are bouncing ideas and you're not in a room rehearsing like it's supposed to be. And he was so pleased. He was so excited to hear something new. So, and it's something that you don't hear often. Sometimes you're more used to hear record label or a label manager talk about figures, how many CDs you've been selling and how many vinyls you've been selling, and this and talking about figures, which is important. It's not that I'm not saying important, but if there's no music, there's no figures. That's what I keep on saying. If there's no song, there's no business. So you better have a happy band, happy to write good stuff, instead of having a band that is very, into business but has no idea of how to create a good song.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, well said. Well, we don't have that much longer. We definitely want to help, promote a little bit more. But I have a question, I guess, for you specifically. That's not necessarily Tygers related, but you say you're a collector. I worked in a record store about 400 years ago. So I got to ask, what are some of your favorites in your collections, the CDs or vinyls? You don't have to get them out and show us, but just tell us about some of your prized finds over the years.
Well, it was a question that was I did an interview a couple of days ago where they asked me to literally show the things that I was more the more collectible things that I had. So well, there's a couple of things I'm pretty happy and pretty proud of having. One is not in this room, but I'm and I guess it's something that obviously is, once you think about me, it's good that you will probably say you'll say, oh yes, and it's I'm a great Led Zeppelin fan. So in another room, there is the whole collection of the box set of the remasters. And that's something that sometimes I just enjoy myself looking at them and say, oh, I got them all. And so I have Led Zeppelin vinyls and Led Zeppelin, albums, I don't know how many copies I have, but still that collection makes me really, really happy and pleased. And then I got there's a couple of albums that I was really happy to find. One is quite kind of recent. It was released for Record Store Day. There were 2 albums that were released for the Record Store Days last year. Alice Cooper's album. One was the live album from 1981-82 in England. It was during the Special Forces tour, which some of those songs were out, like were used like as a B-side for the singles way back then, and but it was never released as a whole concert. And it's a fantastic album. I know it's not it's not the era that most people like of Alice or remember of Alice Cooper, but I discovered Alice Cooper with those albums way back in early 80s. And so I'm kind of, it's like there's a little bit of I'm going sentimental about it. So that live album really, it was something when I saw that it was out, and I struggled. I had to order it in Germany because it was sold out everywhere. So I paid it a fortune. My girlfriend don't even know how much I spent for it, and it's better I won't say how much I spent for that.
In case she's watching, make sure.
Yeah, in case she's watching. No, it's expensive, but it's gone. Meaning, I did that in September. We survived, so I pay all the other bills, so I'm fine. And then there's another album from an Alice Cooper album that was with the $1 Billion Babies, a live album that I was looking forward to hear to buy and to have in my collection, which I really like. And that's the recent stuff. Then what I have, well, there's a couple of albums there's an album, the first solo album from Roger Taylor from Queen, which is signed by him. That's something that was something I would take on an island, because it was obviously Queen was over. He toured it like he did some solo concert in Italy. And I managed to go to a press conference, and I managed, and after the press conference, obviously I managed to get there and ask him for an autograph, and he was so surprised that it was not a Queen album, and I said, "No, you're Roger Taylor. I have I'll go with a solo album." And he was he had that smile and say, "Well, I really appreciate that. There's no problem in signing Queen's album, but this is my solo album. I'm happy with that." So that's something I'm kind of I like it. I show it to my I have Roger Taylor personally signed one. So that's it.
Very cool. All right, Rich.
I'll take out on one more. Are you doing any side projects?
A lot to survive.
Can you tell us about a couple things that you're doing?
Yeah. Well. Okay. I was never so busy like I was during the pandemic during last year, because obviously I was stuck at home. And I managed. So I started writing together with Frank Panay. Frank Panay is the guitar player from Bonfire. He has a side project called Sainted Sinners, who released a couple of albums with in the last years. And he was working on a new album. He wanted to have a complete new lineup. And so he approached me and say, "Would you give it a chance?" And I said yes. And I keep on saying that he made me survive the 3 months, the most terrible months of my life, because between March, April, and May of last year, I had a reason to wake up you know, and listen to new stuff and write lyrics and melodies. And the album has been released in December, and it's called Unlock and Reloaded, and it's from Sainted Sinners. It's available, you know, everywhere. Meaning you can download, you can, you know, listen to in Spotify and everything. And I'm really pleased with that because I've been knowing Frank since a couple of years, but we never actually had any chance to play together. So it was like a big. We took the risk of, you know, bouncing ideas next to each, you know, once to each other, and we discovered that we had a lot of things in common. We have the same passion for you know, the 70s art rock. We have a great passion for Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and he's younger than me, but we were all raised during the 80s, so we also have that kind of, you know, similar taste when it comes down to more commercial, you know, like the Dokken, Motley Crue kind of stuff. And Whitesnake, you know, the 1987 Whitesnake was like something that we both enjoyed at the time and everything. And the album is like a tribute to those. We recorded is a kind of tribute to that kind of era. So it's like a without the sound of the 80s, it has a more modern sound, but it's like a tribute to those kind of 70s, 80s stuff put together. And it's you go from something that's really Deep Purple to something that's more AOR, but I'm really pleased with that, and that's one of the side projects that gave me so much fun doing it, so much fun doing it and recording it, and it's going well in the charts. So we're getting brilliant reviews, and yeah, and we already been working on new stuff. So it seems like we were unable to tour again. We had some gigs and we had to cancel them. But we both realized that we were really there was a great partnership between us. So we started immediately writing new stuff. So that's good.
Great.
And you better check it out.
Definitely.
It's out. Yeah. Sainted Sinners.
Excellent.
Yeah, when did that come out? What was the release date?
December. It came out in December, and it's well in Europe it's by a small German label called El Puerto Records, but you can get it obviously on all the, you know, digital download and all, you know, Spotify, Deezer, and Amazon Music, whatever. So. Okay. And in case you need a copy, just give me a ring. Well, thanks. I will contact the record label, and I think they would be more than pleased to send you a couple of CDs, and it's a couple of CDs in America.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we can. Yep. We'll write them up at MetalAsylum.net. All right. Well, yeah, that's great. All right, Rich, yep. What do you gotta take us out?
I asked all my questions. I'm good. Let Jack take us out.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, thank you so much. It's been an honor. Tigers.
It's been fantastic. You've been it's been cool. It's been fantastic. It seems like we've been knowing each other for a long time. So I love this kind of technology where all of a sudden we, you know, and it's like you're in there, everybody's in their house, so it's comfortable, and at the same time we managed to speak. That's it. Fantastic.
Yeah. Is the majors and minors going to be available in America too, the physical format?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yes. You have to go and check out in the Target website, because I know there's going to be some, you know, special vinyls version with different colors and things like that. And something that the only thing I asked the record label is that I want a copy each. Sorry.
Yeah.
You have to send me a copy. Any color. I like any color. Please send me every copy. I'm a collector.
Right. Not at a discount. You know, you're in the band. You get it free. Yeah, no discount.
Yeah, but you got, sometimes you don't have to take for granted. You know what? Don't think It's not sometimes. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. But it happens with Tiger. Yes, Tigers. There's always like that Christmas. It looks always like a Christmas present when you get you get your private own unboxing thing. Oh yes, it's mine. It's good. Right. Yes, but it's gonna definitely be released in the US. I hope Target will find a really. I know they've been working out to get a really good distributor because they had some bad experience in the past, but I guess those experiences are in the past. They're gone, and they have a new distributor, and it's gonna be out. You're gonna find it in stores. Do you have stores? You still have stores in the US?
Yeah, we got a few. The small mom and pop shops are still around that sell records. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For now.
I love that.
I know, right?
If I come to US, and I come to your town, you know what you have to do. You have to
show you where the shop is. Yeah.
Take me out for a couple of hours to your favorite record shop, because that
sounds good.
That's more than a restaurant. I don't care about. I can eat anything. I don't care. Give me a taco, it will be fine. But I want I want a record store. I want to have fun at a record store.
Yeah, you guys get to Phoenix, and I'll definitely show you some other cool record stores and some some good food too. But yeah, we'll definitely do that. But yeah, I look forward to you guys getting here, and I look forward to the album.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Really exciting.
If we get there, you'll be the first to know it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Thanks. All right. Well, thanks for doing the interview.
Thank you for being
coming on.
For welcoming to your show. Thank you.
Of course, Tigers of Tang, one of the legends. Yes. All right, thank you so much, Jack.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.